Yo, what's going on, my people? It's your big homie Crooks the Great, aka CTG, and I'm back at you guys with another banger of an Undisputed video. And in today's video, we're going to be touching on something a little more on the serious side, because an Undisputed game changer / game tester is calling for all content creators to boycott playing and dropping content for Undisputed. Now, if you guys don't know who the content creator is up on my screen, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of background. This content creator is JMMA. Now, I've known JMMA personally for the last 5 years. He's a really hard worker, man. And as far back as I know, he's been dropping Undisputed content. And he was dropping so much back in the day that Undisputed actually, and Steel City actually came to him and asked him to be a game tester / game changer for the game. So when I seen earlier this morning that he had dropped a video voicing his frustration with Undisputed, I thought, hey, you know what? I gotta watch this live and give my reaction to it, especially after watching it a little bit and breaking it down. Yeah, I wanted to make a reaction and give you guys my opinion on what exactly we should be doing and whether I think a boycott of playing Undisputed and making content on Undisputed is actually gonna be feasible. You feel what I'm saying? So without further ado, we're going to watch a clip of this video and then I'll give you guys my reaction of it. And like I said, again, at the end, I'll tell you guys whether I think this is actually going to work and if it's actually going to benefit Undisputed in the long run. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
Content creators, I ask of you, listen, I understand. I've made the most money I've made from YouTube from content creation the past 3 months. If y'all seen the money I made, y'all be like, Jay, you really making this video? Yes, I'm making it. I know there's probably people who've made more money than me from this game. I know some of y'all got families. You see me looking off and watching the UFC fights, but I know some of y'all have made money for this to provide for your families. You know what? I'm not telling you to stop. If you gotta provide for your family, I understand it, bro. So no harm done, no harm, no foul done, you know. But if you can stay disciplined, if you can follow this movement and this cause, and if you actually stand on your word and believe the things that you say and the things that I know that y'all said, and stand on business, quote unquote, don't post no videos on Undisputed. Now you can post one like this, like what I'm doing, but don't post no videos on Undisputed, no streams, no shorts, none of that, man. Force their hand. We are the pillars of this community.
All right, so let me touch on that a little bit, what he just went into. He started off by saying, you know, this is how a lot of content creators feed their family, man. It really is. If it's not your main source of income, it's your side income, you know what I mean? And it can really bring in a lot of extra money for you. And coming from somebody, obviously, who makes money from YouTube and has made quite a bit of money off Undisputed, you feel what I'm saying, because on launch and stuff like that, and on YouTube, it's a really big ask, man, and he knows that. That's why he touched on that and said, hey, you know what, if you can't do it, you can't do it, because there is a lot of people who depend on, you know, the YouTube money coming in from Undisputed, because right now Undisputed really is popping. We're only 3 months into the game. They're dropping really big patches. They're dropping the DLC packs and stuff like that. So really, we're in the meaty part of the money-making process from Undisputed, and he knows that. That's why he said that. But he said that's why he also said if you can't do it, he understands. But if you can do it, boycott making any kind of content. You feel what I'm saying? Whether that be shorts, videos, playing, doing streams on the game. He wants a complete and total boycott of Undisputed. So just kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit, and yeah, he's gonna break down more of what he means and why he actually is calling for the boycott here in just a second. So let's get back into it.
We have more power than we think. You know, we have more reach than we think. We have more of a voice than we think. We are the voice for this community. And if the community is fed up, y'all should be fed up too. We should be fed up. We are all fed up. Consumers, y'all, viewers, community, I love y'all. Y'all family. Stop playing this game. Don't buy no DLC. Don't touch this shit. There's more fun games. There's older games that you can play. UFC Undisputed 3, Fight Night Round 3 that you can play. Do not play this one. Force the hand of Undisputed. Undisputed is not realizing what it means to lose a community. And I hope with this movement, people follow suit. Undisputed realizes what it's meant. Paying $10 getting his ass so fucked. They understand what it means to lose a community. They understand that, you know, we are all one and we not just gonna take bullshit. We've done it with EA, and I'm not throwing no shots at nobody, but it's just facts. That community has accepted that they're not gonna get a MMA. They've accepted it. It's been 11 years of UFC games. Has had builds in 2024 that I have tested that are better than the game that was released. They were more active. They've been more how do I say this, honest and blunt with the community. We have not seen that since the release of this game. It's been a lot. If y'all know what I know that's going on behind the scenes, y'all would be just as pissed as I am. I know y'all pissed, but I'm more pissed. Ash Habib, people at SC, I hope y'all.
All right, so let's break that little piece down. You know, because that was a lot of information all at one time. Let me play this clip a little bit further.
I'm watching this clip.
So that way I ain't gotta see this. Oh man, I made it even worse. I try not to stop on his face like that. You feel what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So basically what he's saying is he's frustrated with the current state of Undisputed because he feels like, you know, as a game tester, they get to play builds early. In case you guys didn't know that, game changers, normally that's part of their jobs. They get sent test builds by whatever gaming company that they're game testing for, game changing for. They play earlier builds and then they give their feedback on, you know, whether they think the build is a step in the right direction. They might give like their opinions on, you know, some of the flaws that are going to be coming out in that patch. So that way, you know, the companies stay ahead of the curve. Ahead of the curve. I'm sorry. They stay ahead of the curve. You know, they're constantly working on something, and it seems to have been working normally. You know, with game changers, you know, they stay ahead of the curve and they're constantly working. So that way, they're not having to do like just these off the cuff type of adjustments. You feel what I'm saying? So his frustration is what he's saying is a lot of the builds that he has tested have been better than the current states of the game, which is crazy if you think about it. It's really, really crazy. And the community wouldn't actually know exactly what he's talking about because we don't get to test him. This playtest that we have on Undisputed is the very first playtest they've done, right? We didn't get to playtest any of the other builds before the patches and before the updates. So that's why he said, if you guys know what I know, then you probably would be as frustrated as I am too. So that's something that we have to take into account too. You feel what I'm saying? That is something that we have to take into account. And something that he did say earlier too is it's absolutely true. We as the Undisputed community, we as the boxing community, we do have a lot of power on the control of the way that this game goes. And this is something that I've preached in UFC, in my UFC days, plenty of times. You know, we as the consumers have the power to dictate the way that video games play out. Because if we don't buy it, we don't play it, then they don't have a game. A lot of jobs are going to be lost, a lot of contracts, a lot of exclusivity rights that they have to certain things, they go away because there's no money in it. You feel what I'm saying? So we do have a lot of pull in the communities. We really, really do. So that's more of what he's saying, is that, you know, if you don't like the way that Undisputed is right now, that, you know, just don't play the game. If you don't play the game, you don't buy the game, you don't promote the game, then it'll slowly start to dwindle out. And it'll force SCI's hand, it'll force Steel City's hand into doing exactly what the community is asking for. So overall, it's a real smart business strategy. It's just one that's really, really tough to produce. You feel what I'm saying? Because, you know, not everybody is on the same page, and that's exactly why he's making this video, right? So we're gonna touch on this last part, and then I'm gonna break it down and give you guys my thoughts on what I think.
This part is for y'all. Y'all have lost the plot. Y'all don't understand what y'all have done. Y'all don't understand that we are making y'all. Without the boxing community, y'all don't have no platform. Y'all don't have no game. I don't care if y'all bag about Turkey Al Sheik. Y'all need to support us boxing fans and boxing video game players. Y'all spent this whole campaign, you know, these past few months going on these Rai seasons, saying it's the most authentic boxing game ever being released. That's what Ash Habib said. And right now, y'all have let that go and release bullshit. Whatever DLC y'all got planned, cancel it. This next update gotta be a step forward. This playtest was not a step forward. Punches landing in a boxing game should not be a step forward. That shouldn't be a positive. I'm gonna say that again. Punches landing in a boxing game should not be a step forward or a positive thing or a positive update for a game. That's like saying catching a football in Madden is a step forward. I don't know if it's the devs that don't care, if it's Ash Habib that doesn't care, if y'all scamming. I don't know what it is, but get y'all shit together, bro. Get y'all shit together. Y'all not creating an authentic boxing experience. Y'all care too much about the casuals. Y'all care too much about these people. Oh my goodness, my stam. Oh my, shut the fuck up. Stop listening to those people. Stop listening to the people telling you you have the most realistic boxing game. Stop listening from the people telling you that this game is good, because none of those things are true. And this is coming from.
All right, so that's the last little bit we're gonna touch on. Oh man, there's really a lot there to unpack. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a lot there to unpack. Jay's going off. He's getting in his bag. So basically what he's saying is that, you know, the devs have kind of lost their way by listening to casuals. And that kind of goes hand in hand with any game. Coming from the UFC community, you know, casuals make up about 90% of, I would say, in my opinion, this isn't proven stats, so don't come at me for saying this, but casual fans, in my opinion, make up to about 90% of the game, right? 90% of the game. The other 10% are the hardcore, die-hard boxing fans, you know, the ones that really watch every event, watch every boxing match, you know, they make up about 10% of the community. So, you know, game developers and gaming companies like that, they tend to try to cater their games to casuals because, you know, that makes up a large percentage of their player base. So, you know, business wise, if you look at it from a business standpoint, it makes sense, right? You're going to cater to what makes you money. But what also becomes an issue is that when you cater to casual fans in the game, you're saying that the game is the best sim-based game, the closest thing to actual being realistic, to a realistic boxing match. That's where you kind of come into conflict with guys that are the diehard fans. Guys like JMMA, guys like myself, guys like, you know, that really watch combat sports boxing. For UFC, it was the MMA community. You kind of come into conflict, right? Because, you know, we know what boxing looks like. We've done plenty of breakdowns. We've played a lot of games. We've watched a lot of events. And we kind of know what a game can replicate and what it can't. And what sim boxing should look like. And what he's saying is, you know, the casual fans have been saying, in his opinion, have been saying, hey, you know what? This is the best sim boxing game out here. You know, and that actually not being the case. So basically Undisputed has kind of, you know, bought into their own hype, and it's not true. You feel what I'm saying? So that was real interesting for a game changer to come out and say that. It's kind of eye-opening because this guy, you know, whether you like JMMA or you don't, he has it in good with the devs, man. He's a game changer. This guy probably talks to the game developers way more than we probably know. You feel what I'm saying? So that was a really, really big eye opener for me. And yeah, he kind of just went off a little bit right there. But all right, my people, now it's the part where I tell you guys my opinion on it and what I think about, you know, potentially an Undisputed boycott And whether I think it'll actually work, whether it'll get enough content creators on board to actually work, and if it is actually going to damage the game in general. On the aspect of do I think it'll work? If you were able to get enough content creators, enough of the big content creators for Undisputed to do it, I believe that it would work. But do I think you're going to be able to do so? I don't. Because like he said earlier, a lot of the big content creators recognize the hype of the game right now is very, very big. And it is how they pay their bills. It is how they take care of their families. It is how they pay their mortgages and their car notes and stuff like that. So I just don't really see enough content creators really jumping on board for this to have the effectiveness that I feel like Jay would want, or that we would need. But I do think if you were able to get enough of the big content creators on board, that it could work. It really, really could. Because, you know, when games drop, the people that keep the game kind of at the forefront of people's minds are the content creators. And that's really why you see, you know, really, really big games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, and stuff like that. They try to integrate really big and popular content creators into their promotions and videos and stuff like that, because they know they're going to rely on those people to carry their game, to keep their game fresh and on the minds of, you know, the casual community, of the people that are playing in the community. So it would be effective if you were able to get a lot of the bigger name content creators on board, but unfortunately, I just don't think that there'll be enough content creators getting on board with this to actually be able to, like I said, for it to be effective. You feel what I'm saying? But my personal opinion on the boycott is, I see where Jay is coming from, and I respect it. You know, I feel the same way. I have told you guys plenty of times, this game isn't where it needs to be at. And I've told people plenty of times to give it more time to see where the developers are headed with this. I felt like the playtest was kind of headed in the right direction, but I also see what Jay is saying right here too, and what a lot of people have been saying in the comment section of my videos as well. You know, punch accuracy should not be a problem. Punches landing in a boxing game should not be a step forward. It really, really isn't. You know, just like he said, catching a football in Madden shouldn't be an issue, but it is. You know, there is issues in Madden too about people catching footballs, or, you know, if you've ever played Madden and somebody fumbles the ball, like 4 or 5 people will touch it before somebody actually recovers it. It's pretty crazy. But I agree with what he's saying. I really, really do. Punch accuracy and punch tracking and hit detection, those all should be things that should have been there and ready to go from day one. So I understand that. And it's my frustration too. It really, really is. I was actually just talking to Jay last night on the phone, and I stated to him what I said on my streams too. You know, I would love to be a game tester for Undisputed, man. I really, really would. I want to see what goes into it. I've never been a game changer. But it's like I've said in my community too, I've always wanted to be part of the solution instead of just always being part of the problem. You feel what I'm saying? I try to not only point out problems, but give my take or my opinion on what I think the solution should be, even if it's fucking completely wrong. You know, it is what it is. At least I'm attempting to be part of the solution. You feel me? So, I think it would work. I get the sense of the frustration, and especially after playing this playtest, I wish they would have actually released it on console, so that way we see the way that the game plays on console. Because right now on PC, the biggest issue that I'm running into with this playtest build is the connections are really bad, the pings are really high, so you're not really getting a good sense of whether the punch accuracy is actually doing its job and the tracking is actually doing its job, because you're getting a lot of desync. But I'm gonna break that down in the video that I'm gonna drop tomorrow, because the playtest does end tomorrow. I'm gonna give you guys my full and honest reaction to that tomorrow. But I definitely see where Jay is going. And my opinion on it is, you know, I agree with everything that he's saying right here. I don't know to the full extent everything that he knows because, you know, I'm not in their little community, the game changer and game tester community, but I do see where he's coming from, and it is really frustrating, man. It really, really is frustrating. But I'm always an optimistic person. I do like that at least Steel City is trying to, it looks like they're trying to listen to the hardcore community by giving people the ability to play the playtest. But overall, it's really, I must say, it's kind of conflicting. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It really is conflicting. I see it from both sides. But all in all, you know what? It's kind of sad to see game testers and game changers feeling this way, and it's very, very concerning that a game changer would come out and make this kind of video, and as well as really eye-opening. So, you know, you just kind of gotta wait it out. For me personally, I wish I could tell you guys that I would stop making content on Undisputed, but I kind of fall into what he was saying about, you know, this is really how I provide for my family too, man. You know, as much as I would love to boycott the game, you know, I really just, you know, you kind of just in life, we all know there's just situations where, you know, you just kind of gotta ride through shit. And that's unfortunately where I'm at. I would love to be a game tester, like I said, a game changer. So if Steel City wants to get your boy on, I'd love to do so. But if the game continues to get worse and worse and worse, then yes, I will boycott the game. I will find another game to play. But really right now, unfortunately, just being as transparent with you guys as possible, you know, it's just not a reality for me right now. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? How do you guys feel about what JMMA just talked about? Do you guys think a boycott will work? Do you guys think it'll actually be beneficial to the game of Undisputed? I want to know in the comment section your guys' opinion on everything that has been broken down in this video. I apologize for it being a 22-minute video, but there was a lot of meat to unpack in this video right here, and a lot of things that I just felt like needed to be touched on. But again, let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? What's your guys' opinions? If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to slap that subscribe button as well as slap that like button. It'd be much appreciated. So that way more and more people get to enjoy the great content that we have here cracking on the channel. Because if you guys didn't know, if you guys slap that like button, it catches the YouTube algorithm more and more people get to come in and really watch the videos and really be a part of this great community that we're starting to form. But until next time, my people, take it easy, be safe, enjoy the rest of your guys' day, afternoon, evening, depending on where you guys are watching this from, and I will see you guys in the next video.